And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gym in the Crypto episode 515. Today is Monday, December 9th, and I'm King, here to bridge the gap between community and crypto every day, Monday through Friday. Today's top stories, of course, we'll be talking about Ethereum's Instanbul hard fork completed successfully, as well as the major exchanges giving it support. China's central bank to lead real-world pilot of digital yuan. BAC launches first regulated Bitcoin options as CEO enters U.S. Senate. Huobi US, the U.S. affiliate of Huobi Group Exchange, announced it would cease operations in the coming weeks, and a Bitcoin wallet is orbiting the Earth at 5 miles per second. Wow, a lot of news. But of course, first and foremost, let's check out these prices. Bitcoin's at $7,424, down 1.41%. Ethereum is at $147.96, down 1.78%. Ripple is at 22 cents, down 2.28%. Bitcoin Cash is at $209, down 2.17%. Litecoin is at $44.65, down 2.81%. And EOS is at $2.68, down 2.31%. And as you can see, it is a bloody Monday. We've had many of these before. Many of these. Doesn't look like that end of the year bull run is going to happen as of now. You remember in 2017 when we saw it, I think we saw that starting from December 2nd or so all the way to the 10th or 11th. And of course, that has not yet happened as many people would hope. What's going on, Shannon Allen? Welcome back for sure. All right. Top story of the day, Ethereum Istanbul hard fork completed successfully. That is right. The Ethereum hard fork was completed successfully as the target block 9,069,000 arrived on schedule at 025 UTC. Ethereum hard fork is set to improve speed and gas efficiency, with some saying the transactions per second is now being increased to 3,000 per. And as you can see here, it also some of the exchanges have already froze Ethereum and token transfers just in case the upgrade were to mess up, which again it hasn't. It's been going over well already. The Istanbul hard fork improves the speed of the Ethereum network and prevents the spamming of blocks. Most big clients are in sync with the update officially on the mainnet. Exchanges have already synchronized their nodes and Ethereum activity, and token transfers are back online. So there you have it. Most are back online. Myself personally, unless you have to do Ethereum transaction immediately, I would wait half the day, if not the end of the day, just in case some other things happen. But again, looks like the Istanbul hard fork, which will introduce anti-spamming protocols and again disable the difficulty time bomb, will also affect the entire token ecosystem. Exchanges were warning that disruptions may be expected at the time of the fork. Again, this has already happened. This is the 8th fork on the Ethereum protocol. And it shows the network where it's come, where it's going, because again, proof of stake still is not there. It's still being envisioned to arrive in the next 18 months. So again, you can expect another more than likely hard fork when it comes to Ethereum here in the coming year and a half as well. So again, pretty cool to see that work. For those who want to know what consensus is in the market, this is consensus. Ethereum had a hard fork again. Is basically breaking off the code or the protocol into another direction where there's an updated and improved version of it, or at least we hope for it to be improved. And not only do different miners go ahead and upgrade their nodes and other people on the Ethereum network, but so do exchanges. And that's what this next story was about. Ethereum Istanbul hard fork gets support from major crypto exchanges. It looks like as it was announced a couple of days before, actually, exchanges were already working on it, but notably Binance announced their support for the upgrade on December 5th, and the day afterwards, its U.S. subsidiary did the same. Coinbase tweeted yesterday that Ethereum ERC20 deposits and withdrawals have been resumed on its trading platforms, and the node upgrade has been completed. Kraken as well. Poloniex even, of course, went out and announced their support on Twitter, even though we know Poloniex is, not even a joke anymore, seriously dying at this point, at least here in the United States. And then again, Bitfinex also announced their support on December 6th. So this is what consensus looks like. This is what self-regulation looks like. in the crypto sphere. Every major exchange saying, hey, we agree. We're going to go ahead and update this immediately. Developers, miners, users, everyone across the board is upgrading to this Instanbul Hardfork, and it seems to be a success so far. So shout out to the Ethereum team for bringing that along smoothly, for sure. Shannon Allen said last year this time, what was the cost? Bitcoin took a big tumble to like $3,700, but now over $7K, and people are acting like it's $200. LOL. Of course, it's all about the price for some people. China's central bank to lead real-world pilot of digital yuan is being reported. That is right. The first official CBDC is on the market. Only a year, it was about almost a full 2 years. I would say actually about 18 to 19 months since we first saw the mention of CBDC in an article, and we saw it over 10 times. We said that was going to be the future. The future is officially here. China is at last planning to conduct the first real-world test of its central bank digital currency, fresh reports claim. According to local news outlets Beijing on December 9th, the initial pilot for the CBDC is set for the city of Shenzhen before the end of 2019 and may possibly include the city of Suzhou. So in 2.5-3 weeks. Looks like banks are in a digital currency horse race, as they're calling it over in China. The People's Bank of China is saying that 4 major banks and major economic participants such as China Telecom will test digital currency payments. Quote, one step will be to rationally select the pilot verification area, scenario, and service scope and steadily promote the introduction and application of digital form of fiat currency, Beijing explains. The article continues, compared with the previous pilot, this time the central bank's legal digital currency pilot will go out of the central bank system in a real service scenario such as transportation, education, and medical treatment, reaching C-end users and generating frequent applications. In Shenzhen, the PBOC is encouraging what it describes as a horse race. Each bank will manage the digital currency differently, competing against each other in order to secure its models' wider adoption in the future. This is actually pretty cool to see. Of course, want to say the debut would nonetheless make the PBOC the world's first central bank to issue a digital currency, capitalizing on China's efforts to embrace financial technology this year. Now, this article is by William Suberg. It's over on Cointelegraph. Again, something we've been talking about for a while, the CBDCs, we saw them coming. But I actually like the way China's doing it. Now, and I say that in the sense of not liking CBDCs. We know they're centralized currencies. I don't know why we're calling them digital currencies, because we already have CBDCs. They're linked to your bank account. Those little digits that you see online in your bank account is a central bank digital currency. It is a digital form of currency already. What they mean is, I'm assuming, trying to put it all on one data block, which is going to be a blockchain, where they can monitor every type of transaction coming from everywhere. There's my assumption, but you already have a digital currency, right? We know that. But what I will say about what they're doing, what's cool about this central bank digital currency, is that they're having banks and big private corporations basically face off against each other in this horse race, as they say, to see who model is going to be the most efficient, which one's going to work, which one should be used for wider adoption. I think that's something we should see here done in the U.S. as well. Is, we talk about digital currencies or possibly CBDC or Libra, whatever you may have. Let everyone just start and take off and see which one we decide to use, right? That's what China's going to do. They're describing it again as a horse race. I think this would be good for the government of China, not necessarily for cryptocurrency as a whole, but the positive thing is this is another base hit. If they go ahead and move forward with this testing in the next few weeks and they nationalize some type of CBDC, all that will do is have people ask more questions. Well, what is this CBDC? Why are we going off of the regular way we do our currency? Why isn't regular digital currency a CBDC? I know I will want to know that. And with those questions, more people are going to find out our sweet baby Jesus Bitcoin, right? More people are going to find out about Bitcoin, or more people are going to find out about cryptocurrency, and then that will probably spur their interest into other ones such as Bitcoin. So this is a base hit. It's definitely going to be a centralized digital currency. As they say, it's a central bank digital currency. So it will be centralized. But again, it's one step closer to going full crypto. So I think that's a good thing to see. It's a positive thing to see. I think every country out there is going to use China as the test ground, because now you actually have a major country utilizing it. Not to say that Venezuela isn't major, but I know when their petrodollar, wherever they're calling it, it was started under duress, of course, with President Maduro. So here in China, we'll see how their program goes. And again, I'm sure the U.S., North Korea, and Russia are all looking very closely. So we'll see what happens with that. What is going on? Minho Donahue, hugging the blockchain. Tessa Hall, Mr. Gibson Sr. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Oh, no surprise here. BAC launches first regulated Bitcoin options as CEO enters U.S. Senate. I mean, we might as well keep this headline up here for the next year or two, where it's going to say BAC launches first regulated something, first regulated Bitcoin something. I mean, you just got your CEO in the Senate. They're going to launch the first regulated everything in the U.S. when it comes to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies at this point. But it looks like the Intercontinental Exchange's digital asset platform BAC has launched the first regulated Bitcoin options and cash-settled futures in the United States. According to an announcement on December 9th, BAC is now using its physically settled Bitcoin contracts as a benchmark to build complementary products. Again, this is kind of what I said previously, where they're getting these hall passes, where there's been other companies in this space now the last 11 years that have tried to receive the same type of grace and hall passes and have not received any, but BAC is now the trailblazer leading the way. Looks like the news was announced in a blog post by BAC's COO, Adam White. Of course, they don't want to have the CEO. She already too hot. She got a Senate seat. We don't need her talking about BAC in the same week, right? But the COO, Adam White, said by starting with the physically delivered BAC Bitcoin USD monthly futures, we have a benchmark contract that provides the foundation for us to develop complementary products based on the needs of our customers. Again, these were the first Bitcoin options regulated by the CFTC. The two new products include BAC Bitcoin USD monthly options and BAC Bitcoin cash settled futures. Again, this is the same CFTC that gave them the hall pass, and then their chairman, basically Giancarlo, left right after he gave out the hall pass to go work for a private company. I mean, it's getting crazy. People, they're going right back and forth through these revolving doors over there. But again, it looks like this cash settled futures product, new contract will initially be available in ICE Futures Singapore, an approved exchange in Singapore. The contract is based on the settlement price of the benchmark on BAC Bitcoin monthly future contract and provides an option for participants who are unable to trade our physically delivered contract, the blog post read. So a lot of big news for BAC. Again, this is going to be a testing ground when other institutions and big organizations look at them and say, what type of business can you do in this industry? For me, again, it's derivatives on top of derivatives. It doesn't really make sense to me for you to go ahead and go after some of their assets and their on their platform, especially when it's settled in Bitcoin now, or it can be, it can be cash settled, or it can be physically settled in Bitcoin. If you're going to get it physically settled in Bitcoin, just buy the Bitcoin. Again, I'm still not understanding this part of the derivative on top of derivatives. I understand there's a market for it, but I don't understand why people just would not buy the underlying asset when it's available to all. But again, another base hit. Now people, when they settle these contracts, I guess they pay for in cash for a Bitcoin contract. Once they settle it, they'll actually be paid back in Bitcoin now. So again, it's kind of weird that they're going a roundabout way just to acquire Bitcoin, but another way for people to acquire it nonetheless. Huobi is back in the news. HBUS, the U.S. affiliate of the Huobi Group Exchange, announced Monday it would cease operations in the coming weeks. What? The company said in a notice that it would shut down trading services on December 15th. So, I mean, literally 6 days away, people. Customers have until January 31st, 2020 to withdraw all their assets. Any customers who have insufficient balances to meet the minimum withdrawal requirements are encouraged to convert their assets into another crypto or fiat to see if they can meet alternative minimum requirements. Deposits will also no longer be accepted. Now, here's the crazy part of this story. If you follow Huobi, this news comes roughly a month. That's right, 1 month after Huobi Group announced it would force the United States-based customers to use Huobi US as part of a measure to comply with United States laws. The company said Monday the move is specifically so that it can return in a more integrated and impactful fashion as part of its ongoing strategic layout. Though no further details were provided. Huobi US didn't make any comments yet. This is a crazy story, people. This is a crazy story, but there's only one answer I could possibly have for it, and that's they got even bigger tap on the shoulder. All right. And again, this goes back to what I've said from day one. All of these people who are coming in here trying to mitigate risk and trying to play ball with the government. All right, we'll just maybe we need the regulators, we need the laws, or what choice do we have? And we have to follow these regulators, and we have to follow these laws. They're going to continue to take. The government, especially the United States government, does not make good deals. Like, they don't make a deal where it's fair or you get a better half. No, they continue to take. Then they create a game plan where they can take more in 20 years. Then they can take more in 50 years until they have it all in 100 years. But the bottom line is they're going to take. And I say that because Huobi, who already had a good thing going in the United States, decided to kick everyone off his platform to say, hey, because of the United States government, we're getting pressure from these regulators. We have to create your own separate exchange, right? And they went out and they did that. They kicked everybody off their platform. They created their own separate Huobi US exchange, which of course many people did not sign up for because, I mean, it was a direct presentation that, hey, everything's going straight to the government that you provide. But nonetheless, they created it. 1 month after they created it, they're saying, you know what, we're just done with everything. We're getting out of the United States. Why would they decide to do that on a Monday morning, especially when here at the Gym in the Crypto, we continuously tell you all that there are these backroom deals and sideways laws that no one votes on being made on Friday nights, Monday mornings, and Wednesday nights. It happens literally almost every week. We're starting to see it. And here we go again, a multi-billion-dollar company pulling out of the United States because of whatever reason, right? It makes no sense. But again, they're doing it. It's unfortunate to see it. Again, the only other reason that may possibly be that they didn't get the tap on the shoulder is that the volume was so low, they wanted to exit out of it without being embarrassed. That's the only other thing I can think of. Either the government's messing with them to the point they say, hey, we're done doing business here, or volume so low, they're saying, hey, it doesn't make sense to do business here, and just leave with a smile still. So either way, Huobi US is officially gone. Just as quick as it came. I mean, people, this is crazy news. When you talk about bigger companies, financial services, entering and exiting markets, you don't normally see it happen within a month or a 2 month span. So again, either the volume was low on Huobi, they wanted to save face and they left, or our government is literally making it impossible for other people who aren't on the same team as some of these Wall Street cronies to successfully innovate and succeed here in the U.S. That is why I think it probably is more than the initial. So we'll see what happens. Shannon Allen says survival of the fittest. You know that is what's up for sure. What's going on, S1 Dubs, Dexter Hand Sr., Chats Decentralized, what's going on? Checking in to call Zay Lazy. Give him a hard time for me, Chats. S1 Dubs said, why do they even try to do business here? Just stay out of the United States. We will find them wherever they are. The almighty dollar, I mean, I really think it's the almighty dollar, especially when you're looking at some of these businesses that are backed by traditional means, legacy institutions or organizations. Huobi Group, that's the bigger group that's actually backing the exchange. So I can see the Huobi Group as a whole saying there's business to be had in the U.S. We have the lawyers. We have the money to do the regulatory guidance or regulatory measures we need and get all the right licenses. So that would be my only guess as to why people keep doing business in the U.S. But, I mean, I hate to say this even as a U.S. citizen, but for as bad as it is here at this point, I mean, honestly, I would see businesses just, almost reverse sanctioning the U.S. Like, you know what? We're not going to do business there till you all figure it out. But again, the power of the almighty dollar is so high in the United States. A lot of people could care less about the cost of doing business because they're like, whatever, we'll take the upfront loss. We'll make it on the back end once we have this email list full of millions of clients that sign up to our exchange, right? So we'll see. And last but certainly not least, a great news story to end it on. A Bitcoin wallet is orbiting the Earth at 5 miles per hour. That is right. You saw that launch the other day, Cape Canaveral, Florida, at exactly 12:29 Eastern Time on Thursday. A crypto wallet built by developers at Space Chain hurtled into the stratosphere aboard a Falcon 9 rocket. When it arrived at the International Space Station, the 1 kilogram node, only a fraction of SpaceX CRS-19 resupply mission's 26 kilogram payload, became the first active Bitcoin node on the ISS. Congratulations. We have a Bitcoin wallet in outer space. For Space Chain, the launch is a step forward in its mission of building out a robust, decentralized blockchain infrastructure high above the earth. The wallet will be beyond any country's jurisdiction and well above the reach of any physical hardware hacks. Just throwing this out there, people. Everyone, was saying President Trump was crazy for creating the Space Force here in the United States because everybody's like, hey, are we going after aliens? What's happening? But the next medium that the planet is trying to conquer is outer space. We've been trying to do it for a long time, right? And when people talk about the future of money, at the end of the day, that is why cash will never make sense. Fiat money will never survive because if outer space ever happens, you won't be lugging up spaceships of gold or cash. You'll be transferring your money digitally, which is why you either have a CBDC, a Libra coin, or Bitcoin. Whatever it's going to be, is going to be a cryptocurrency. That is the next medium of exchange in this new digital world, especially when you start talking about outer space. It is just not reasonable or efficient to try to send off money or cash. So I'm glad to see this Bitcoin wallet is out in outer space. It looks like Space Chain sees its nodes as a radical new way to make crypto transactions more secure. This is the 3-year-old company's third launch and its first from American soil. The other 2 launches were blasted off from China. It looks like this wallet, while it's playing a small but important role in the Space Chain's long-term goals, they're saying once the astronauts aboard the ISS install it, the node will operate for about a year, securing multi-signature transactions through the ISS data feed. Again, this is a pretty cool story. It's a long story, and you can read more about it in depth over at CoinDesk. It's under their tech area as well. Again, pretty cool to see. And this is when we talk about the Bitcoin price, people. We always say, don't worry about the price. Look at the actual technology, because every day the tech keeps improving. This is a perfect example of it. There is a wallet in outer space, I'm sure, the first of many wallets. And then, once people figure that out and figure out how to keep those things decentralized up there, then there's just one less thing to worry about in ways of government agencies and all that, at least when it comes to keeping your money secure. So pretty cool to see. Shout out to Space Chain. And again, crypto's in outer space, people, already. What's going on, Madam Crypto? Other than that, that is the show for today, people. Again, you can check us out again tomorrow, Monday through Friday. Every day, bridging the gap between community and crypto. Make sure you smash that like and share, and I will see you all tomorrow with some more great crypto news. Cheers.